Peace, y'all. Welcome to another episode provided by Law Life Academy. Today we're going to talk about authenticated birth certificate. Before I get into any more information, please remember to like, share, subscribe so we can get the information out to the people. Alright, so looking at authenticated birth certificate, I'm going to do a quick spiel because as I mentioned before, it's very easy for people to find information online. So you can go on YouTube. It's a bunch of authentication stuff here. Not really looking to go into what they have to say, but here's a good one in terms of the title: Authentication, Birth Certificate, and Full Faith and Credit. So this is what the certificate speaks to. So what I did is I went ahead and I pulled up this document, right, so that we can see it for ourselves. So I just kind of Googled it, and here it is. So when I open this up, I'll just do a quick read. It says here that they certify that the documents hereunto attached, annex, is under the seal of the states of New Jersey, Legacy, New York, and that such seals are entitled to full faith and credit. The seal is entitled to full faith and credit. The seal is entitled to full faith and credit. So if there was any confusion as to whether or not full faith and credit had any dealings with monies or just proving the record, you would go here. And when you go down here, let me see if I can blow it up a little bit more. When you go down here, the first thing it tells you is all of this, meaning the certificate, is issued according to these so-called rules here. And the first one that they give you is the state of September 15, 1789. So what is that one and what does it mean? Let's see if I got them all up. So here, this is what it was. So September 15, 1789, I think July, August, September. So about 2 months later, they did away with the Department of Foreign Affairs. See, this law changed the name of the Department of Foreign Affairs to the Department of State. And the Congressional Act is an act to provide for the safekeeping of the acts, records, and seals of the United States and for other purposes. Alright, this is where all of this stems from. So let's go in. It is also called the Records Act. If you want to look it up, right there, it says right here, Records Act. I'm not going to read through all this stuff. I'm going to take more time than I want to. So the Record Act is also known as an act to provide for the safekeeping of the acts, records, and seal of the United States and for other purposes, was the 14th law passed by the United States Congress. 14th, all right? So going back over here, then you got 1 Stat 68, 69. I want to make sure that I'm opening up the right thing. So 1 Stat 68, 69 is the best version I can find. The Secretary of State shall have the custody and charge of the seal of the United States and of the seal of the Department of State and of all the books, records, papers, furniture, fixtures, and other property now remaining in the appertaining to the department or hereafter acquired for it. All right, so that's 1-68. 22 USC 2657. Custody of seals and property. I just hope that y'all are seeing the recurring theme here is custody and seals. All right, it says the same thing over and over. Secretary shall have the custody and charge of the seal of the Department of State and of all books, records, papers, furniture, fixtures, and other property which on June 22nd, 1874 remained in and pertained to the department or were hereafter acquired for it. Check this date out. Alright, so what's the next law? 22 USC 2651. Alright, let's see. Okay. So I think I messed up here somewhere, right? So let me skip that one. Actually, let me just pull it up. 22 USC 2657. Okay. Thought I had everything up. 2657. Same thing. Oh, that's why. That's that one. Okay, so I had skipped one. Okay, that's my bad. So this is the one that I should have read just now. Alright, that's what I just read. And then this one, which is Organization of Department of State, is 2651A. You can go through, read all of this stuff. Notwithstanding any other provision of law, and except as provided, the Secretary shall have and exercise any authority vested by the law in any office or official of the Department of State. All right, the Secretary shall administer, coordinate, and direct the foreign services of the United States and the personnel of the Department of State. All right, you can read through it. All right. Now the next law is, let's see if I can pick up back where I was supposed to be. Yeah, 5 USC 301. Is that the right one? Okay, 5 USC 301. So, departmental regulations. The head of the executive department or military department may prescribe regulations for the government of his department, the conduct of his employees, and distribution and performances of its business, and the custody, use, and preservation of its records, papers, and property. This section does not authorize withholding information from the public or limiting the availability of the records to the public. All right. Keep talking about records, people. All right. 28 USC 1733. Books and records of accounts or minutes of proceedings of any department or agency of the United States shall be administered to prove the act, transaction, or occurrence as a memorandum of which the same were made or kept. All right, so you just got to give a memorandum of your record, and that proves the record. All right, properly authenticated copies of transcripts of any books, records, papers, or documents of any department or agency of the United States shall be admitted in evidence equally with the originals thereof. Right? So, this section does not apply to cases, actions, and proceedings to which the federal rules of evidence apply. So, a lot of people take this here and they run with it. Shall be admitted in evidence equally. Alright? So, what is the original? The original filing, people. Alright. 8 USC 1443. I don't want to read all of this. Copies of records. Let me make sure I'm giving you the right one, because it's going to say F. That's what I thought. Alright. So F is what we need. Copies of records. Alright. Certifications and certified copies of all papers. See? Certifications. Certified copies of all papers, documents, certificates, and records required to or authorized to be issued, used, filed, recorded, or kept under any and all provisions of this chapter shall be admitted in evidence equally with the originals in any and all cases and proceedings under this chapter, and in all cases and proceeding in which the originals thereof might be admissible as evidence. Alright, same thing again. Just admitted in evidence. Alright, rule 44. Let's make sure. Proving an official record. Let me make sure. 44, and that's it. All right. I think this is it. Yeah, Rule 44. Y'all can read this. Domestic record. So each of the following evidences an official record or an entry in it that is otherwise admissible and is kept within the United States, any state, district, or commonwealth, or any territory subject to the administrative or judicial jurisdiction of the United States. An official publication of the record, a copy attested by the officer with legal custody of the record, copy, a judge of a court of record. If any public officer with a seal of office and with official duties in the district or political subdivision where the record is kept, and then they go into foreign stuff, right? So you can read through the rest of it. B, lack of a record. A written statement that a diligent search of designated records reveal no record or entry of a specified tenor is admissible as evidence that the record contained no such record or entry. For domestic records, the statement must be authenticated. See, the statement must be authenticated. All right. For foreign records, the statement must comply with whatever. Other proof, a party may prove an official record or an entry or lack of an entry in it by any other method authorized by law. Simple affirmation. All right. So this is going to really tie up everything. If I had to, I would pull up two just to add this so you all can see that there is no need to go ahead and get a authenticated document. So domestic, all right, let me go from the top. The following items of evidence are self-authenticating. They don't need to be authenticated. They require no intrinsic evidence or of authenticity in order to be admitted. Just be clear. So domestic public documents that are sealed and signed. Y'all are sealed and y'all are signed. So this is your BC right here. A seal purporting to be that of the United States, any state. So state of Florida, state of Texas, so on and so forth, right? Or a department or agency, vital statistics, right? And then it has to be a signature purporting to be an execution or attestation. So that's it. That's your BC. Doesn't need to be authenticated. So on that note, I really went over. So I'm going to stop this here. And I'm going to ask you all to make sure that you go through and read all of this information for yourself. Not just take people at their word. And do your own investigation so you can make an informed decision. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. Right? We have our upcoming name change, private name change webinar. That's going to happen, I believe, towards the end of this month, October. So I should give you all the date, and I believe that's the 28th. Let me make sure. 29th, right? 29th. All right. So October 29th, and that's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the last thing is, if you need or require any information, additional information, you can follow us on IG. The handle is Law Life Academy, and you can also check out our website, lawlifeacademy.com. And then, like I said, the YouTube channel, we're starting to build that platform so we can share enough information so you all can get these things done. All right, look forward to the next video. See y'all next time. Peace.